Yeah, buddy. What's up, guys? So, where do we begin? I'd like to talk a little bit about the coronavirus stuff, but to me, it's just like beating a dead horse. There's just so much of it, and now there's, with everything that's being said and done, some of it you just don't know what to believe. How much of this is just hype. But I did have a little bit of a scare this morning. I woke up and felt like complete garbage. Congestion, sore throat, sneezing, coughing. I don't know what was going on. But on the other hand, it's that time of the year for me for allergies. Usually it's March, April, May, or sometimes it's April, May, June. I always get it for 3 months. But for it to happen as fast as it did, usually it would gradually come on and I would be able to tell that, okay, it's not a cold, it's just simply allergies and stuff like that. But for me to wake up the way that I did this morning, it's kind of scary. Because there is word out there that you could possibly have this virus for up to 14 days and not even know it before you even see any symptoms. So, waking up the way that I did this morning, I was kind of like, But, I have Halls here in the truck, and I don't have anything. They say I have ibuprofen and stuff like that, but they say not to take ibuprofen because apparently the virus latches onto that and makes it worse. I don't know. So I didn't take any of that, just to be safe. And probably, halfway through the day I started feeling better. Things started to clear up and throat's fine. Not coughing that much anymore. And I think a lot of the coughing is just lack of this water. So I'm on like a massive water kick now. And for the most part, I'm trying not to let this whole thing get to me. I'm just out here doing what I need to do. I currently have a critical load on my truck now that is set for Georgia. It's one of the quote-unquote life essential loads. I had to sign off on a couple of permits for this. I have one that states that if I get pulled over by DOT or a cop or anything like that, that I'm supposed to show them something, and apparently they're supposed to let me go immediately. So, I don't know. Whatever. The other thing was that, they told me that I originally didn't have to follow the whole hours of service thing with this load. Now, the thing with that, it's a scheduled live unload for actually tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or today actually. So, with the amount of time that I had to get it down here and the appointment time, even if I followed the hours of service, I had way more than enough time. So, with that being said, I'm just doing things how I normally would. I'm not, taking any chances. I'm not going over my hours. And I did call the company here, and I asked a couple of questions, but I think the woman that I spoke with, I don't know where the hell she was from, but I had questioned her about the hours of service, and in the event that I decided to go, past the hours of service, what I needed to do. And, she tells me that, well, there's nothing that states that you are legally allowed to go over the hours of service. And it's like, oh, come on, lady. They passed this 2 weeks ago. So, you know, instead of getting into it with her and dealing with that, you know what? Fine. It was just more of a curiosity question. You know, what, in the event that I needed to go over my hours, you know, if I get another load like this, you know, what I needed to do. And she's clueless, but whatever. So I just let that one go. Now, I gotta change the mounts for the GoPro, for the one that's on the dashboard, the one that you guys typically see that's doing the driving footage. I gotta change the mount because the one that I'm using, it sucks. Just leave it at that. So I'm gonna change the mount for that. What happened? Yesterday at a TA. This is a TA that is right at the border of Pennsylvania and Maryland. I believe it was off the I-81. I should probably double check, because I'm going to call these fucktards out. First of all, I mean, when I got there, it was late at night, so there was like limited parking. I'd say 80% of the parking lot is reserved parking. And then there's maybe one row that for people who don't have to pay. Now, where I was parked, technically wasn't even a parking spot. So, I mean, it was perfectly fine. I wasn't in anybody's way. I was actually in between trucks, but the actual place that I was parked technically wasn't even a parking spot. So, you know, I shut down. Everything was fine. Laid down. The very moment that I fell asleep, and we're talking probably 2 hours later, but the very moment that I fell asleep, I get a knock at the door. And, you know, let me tell you, it's a whole different feeling. You know, when you're laying down in bed, you're finally relaxed, and somebody's knocking on your freaking door. I got up, instant anger. I was pissed. Because I wasn't in anybody's way, I'm not blocking anybody. Like I said, I'm in between two other trucks. So, to me, there was no reason to knock on the door. So I whip open the curtain, and here's this freaking RoboCop bitch, you know, with her little pickup truck and her little yellow lights on it. She's got the place lit up like the fucking 4th of July. And she tells me that I need to pay $18 to park, or find an open spot in the other row. So I said to her, now this is like 12:30 last night, 1 o'clock in the morning. She's knocking on my fucking door. And it kills me that, first of all, there's no other parking spots available. And then, like I said, she tells me I gotta pay $18 if I want to park there. So I told her, I says, technically I'm not even in a parking spot. So this isn't a reserved spot. I'm parked on the yellow lines because there's no other place to park. So then we argued back and forth a little bit. And needless to say, I ended up having to go in and pay the fucking $18 to park. So, on my way walking up to this fucking shithole. Oh, by the way, strong language in this video. You know, I go in there, I pay the $18, I get the freaking receipt, I come out, I tape it to the freaking windshield. But on my way there, there's 3 trucks that are parked right along the side of the scale. 2 of which are blocking a fuel pump. So as I'm walking back down to my truck, RoboCop's still sitting out here babysitting me. And so I walked up to her truck and I asked her, I says, again, I'm not even in a parking spot and I had to pay for this. I go, there's 3 trucks over there next to the scales, 2 of which are blocking the fuel pumps. None of the 3 have the receipts taped to their windshield. I go, did you go knock on their door too? She goes, no. She goes, because they're not technically in the reserved area. Neither am I. So, whatever. I paid the $18 and I went back to fucking bed. You see all this appreciation stuff, about truck drivers. And, I'm going to call it like I see it because that's just who I am. All of the stuff you see on Facebook and all the social media sites and all this stuff about everybody now all of a sudden appreciates truck drivers. I'll take it while it lasts. But I think it's disgusting. And it just goes to show how many people are really freaking two-faced in this country. A month and a half ago, we were just the largest truck on the vehicle or on the road, largest vehicle on the road, and we were just in your way. And ask any truck driver how many times a week we get flipped off for nothing, just for driving. I can't help that my company that I work for has their trucks governed at 65 miles an hour. I can't help it. It is what it is. Now all of a sudden, there's this virus, and all of a sudden, medical workers, grocery store workers, truck drivers. Now all of a sudden, there's all the appreciation in the world. But understand, you can have all of the appreciation. You see all the stuff, people parked on the side of the road and they're cooking food and free meals to truck drivers. Stores are making special arrangements for truck drivers. People are opening up parking lots for parking. It's all good. But it takes one asshole to fuck it all up. And this $10 an hour RoboCop, pounding on your door, waking up a driver from his sleep to pay $18 to park his truck so he can take a nap, so he can turn around and drive another 11 hours tomorrow. It just wipes out the whole thing. It takes one bad thing to happen, and it's like the rest of it just doesn't matter. That's just my opinion. So, that's the bullshit on the coronavirus and how I feel about it. I'm not scared. I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. I'm not going to sit here and, do anything different. I've always washed my hands all the time. I'm not the hand sanitizer freak. I don't even have any in here. I wash my hands. I watch what I touch, and my truck is clean. I went through this whole truck. Everything's been wiped down, and I do it constantly now, especially going in and out of the truck stops and stuff. You have to. So I'm constantly, anything that I touch on a normal basis, buttons on the dash, the steering wheel, the door handles, window buttons and stuff like that, even the touch screens. I'm constantly spraying this stuff down, washing it. But I've always done that. So, like I said, I'm not doing anything different. Now, as far as my next load. This load here, I'm not vlogging. My next load, I'm going to. For some reason, I've been attached to the East Coast, and to me, if I would have just kept recording this, it would have been monotonous. It's the I-81, north, south, north, south, north, south. That's all I've been doing. Back and forth from the Northeast going down to Georgia. Go back up to the Northeast, go right back down to Georgia. It's the same shit. So finally, I called my boss today and I says, we need to break this up. I mean, I appreciate the mileage, and he's done a lot better with that. I mean, ever since I sent him that message and told him that I was denying any load under 700 miles, things have been great. I don't think I've had a load under 1,000 miles. So sometimes, you know, you got to communicate. You know, if you guys are having issues, you know, don't forget, you know, technically you are your own boss out here. You know, yes, you do have a boss that you can call and, you know, you depend on and talk to and stuff like that. But don't be afraid to speak your mind. You know, if there's something you want or something you need, speak up. They can't fix what they don't know is broke. So, you know, I talked to a couple other people, you know, even the higher ups, and explained my concern to them, and ever since then I'm getting great mileage, getting, you know, great loads, and the next load I can finally vlog. We're gonna get the hell off the East Coast. So like I said, this load here is going down to Georgia. We're gonna drop this tomorrow afternoon, and immediately right around the corner pick up my next load, which is a preloaded trailer. I have no idea if it's a critical load or whatnot, doesn't matter, but it is a drop and hook. So I'll drop out once. This one here is a live unload, so they'll unload it, and then I'll get it cleaned out or whatever, blown out. We'll shoot over, drop off the empty, grab the preloaded trailer, and we are making our way from Georgia to Waco, Texas. So we're staying south. We're gonna stay in the heat. I don't know what Texas is like. I know Trucker Will just went through Texas, and I asked him what the temperature was down there, and he said it was like in the 40s or something like that. So it may still be a little chilly there in Texas, but here in South Carolina and Georgia, no, it's freaking hotter than hell. I got the AC on now. I mean, it's just Truck rail. I don't mind being in the heat, because I could turn the AC on. The truck would be beautiful. It's nice getting out of the truck and getting the sunshine, and, you know, having that spring-like weather. It's nice seeing nice green grass down here. Oh, this is what I love about it. I'm not talking to you, Sam. Always got to interrupt in the videos. I haven't heard a word from you all day. She's always got to make herself known. So, but, you know, being down here, it's just so beautiful. You know, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, it's just a beautiful place to be. I mean, everything's the roads are clean and green grass and trees, and
brightness is at 20%.
women. So, yeah, so like I said, we'll pick up that load tomorrow afternoon, and I'll vlog the whole thing, and then we'll get that going out to Waco, Texas.
Main menu.
I don't get it. I'm sitting in the back of the truck. I don't understand how she can hear me, first of all, but, you know, when I sit in the driver's seat, she can't hear me at all. I sit back here and talk to you guys. She wants to run her mouth. Typical women. So, what else you got? I can't wait to go live. Oh, you know, I see, you know, a bunch of my friends are all doing live videos and stuff like that, and it's May 2nd I get released. So, as long as if they actually release it on May 2nd, we're going to be doing a big live video that day. Yeah, buddy. It'll be like I'm free. So, what else we got? Right now, it's like freaking 2 o'clock in the morning. I just woke up a little while ago. I fell asleep early. And I did that for a reason, because now I'll stay up for a few hours. I don't have to leave until like 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'll stay up for a few hours and then I'll, catch some more sleep. Then I'll be good to go. But I'm here at a Pilot. I'm going to run in and go shopping. I want to get some things for the truck. I have I got like 2 cases of water. I got 2 or 3 cases of Mountain Dew. I got all kinds of snacks in here. Just in case something stupid happens, I figured I'd have at least food, water, soda, everything I need. Just in case something stupid happens. But, anyways, I'm going to run in, go shopping, get some things for the truck. And, because the Pilot and the TAs tend to have different stuff than what the Loves has. So, I'm going to go in and take a look, see what I can find. And, I will see you guys, actually, in a few hours.